Learn Aura, complex ideas made simple. Visual explanations for curious minds. Explore, learn, and grow with us.
Welcome to this explainer. I am so incredibly excited to be with you today because, well, we're taking something that seems wildly complex and transforming it into a simple, tangible system. If you've ever heard people absolutely rave about a digital workspace called Notion, you've probably felt a mix of intense curiosity and, let's be real, a little bit of dread. Today, we're diving into our source material, which is a comprehensive beginner's guide to the software, and we are breaking it down into an absolute dummy-friendly, real-world analogy guide. By the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly how this powerful tool works. And the best part? No confusing tech jargon. We're just going to use everyday objects you already know and love. Okay, let's kick things off by acknowledging the elephant in the room, that overwhelming blank canvas anxiety that hits you when you first open up this incredibly open-ended tool. You create your account, you stare at that empty white screen, and honestly, it is completely normal to just freeze up. Unlike most apps that hold your hand and tell you exactly where to click, Notion kind of just sits there. It's waiting for you. It is this open-ended universe of possibilities, and because of that vast potential, new users often feel totally paralyzed before they even type a single word. Now, what's really fascinating here is how Notion completely replaces your siloed tools with an all-in-one workspace. Think about how you normally work, right? You probably fire up Microsoft Word for writing, maybe you use Trello for project management, and then you have a completely separate app on your phone just for tracking your daily habits. Notion brings all of those disjointed pieces into one single place. It's incredibly powerful, for sure, but the catch is that it requires you to build your own system. It doesn't come pre-packaged as a habit tracker. Instead, it gives you the raw tools to build your ultimate personalized habit tracker yourself. To get you comfortable with building your own system, we're going to demystify this software by grounding every single feature in a real-world physical object. So, here's our roadmap for today. 1. Your digital workspace. 2. Paper sheets and Lego bricks. 3. Smart folders of pages. 4. Clean, structured data slots. 5. 6 glasses to view data. And finally, 6. Start building your dashboard. Let's start with Section 1. Meet your digital workspace. The absolute core philosophy here is that Notion doesn't force a predetermined system onto you. It gives you the raw materials to build your own. It adapts completely to whatever you need. You can use it as a super simple place to jot down a grocery list, or you can scale the whole thing up to manage complex operations for an entire business. You can track the movies you want to watch this weekend, or manage a massive design team. It all happens in the exact same workspace, molding completely to how your unique brain works.
Moving right along to Section 2, Paper Sheets and Lego Bricks. All right, here is the golden rule of this whole system. Every single thing you add to your workspace, whether it's a line of text, an embedded YouTube video, a big bold heading, or just a quick checkbox, is called a block. Now, I want you to picture these blocks exactly like digital Lego bricks. They are the atomic, movable units of the software. You literally grab them by their little 6-dot handles and drag them around. You can place them side by side to make columns or snap them together to build whatever structure you actually need.
And just as you need a flat, stable surface to build your physical Lego creations, in this app, you snap those blocks onto pages. Think of a page simply as a blank sheet of paper. You start with a fresh sheet, give it a title, maybe add a beautiful cover photo of a forest or a cozy coffee shop to set the mood, and then you just start dropping your Lego blocks right onto it. You can even nest these sheets of paper inside other sheets of paper, essentially creating a massive interconnected digital notebook. Next up is Section 3, Smart Folders of Pages. So this brilliantly illustrates the progressive stacking hierarchy of the entire system. Let's recap real quick. Step 1. You put your individual blocks onto your pages. Step 2, to keep things organized, you neatly store those pages inside databases. Now, Step 3, I want you to think of a database simply as a smart folder. Instead of just a loose, messy collection of notes, a smart folder groups a very specific collection of pages together, like a smart folder dedicated entirely to your study notes or one exclusively for your household chores.
Now we are on to Section 4, Clean, Structured Data Slots.
Inside those smart folders, we need rules to keep things organized, and that's where properties come in. Properties are basically like designated mandatory slots printed right on a physical folder label. When you put a page into a regular loose pile, it can honestly be whatever it wants. But when you put a page into a database, that smart folder demands certain information. It actively enforces structure. So every single page in that specific smart folder must have specific details attached to it, whether that's a strict due date, a multi-select tag, or a checkbox confirming if a task is actually done. This table beautifully shows how properties force your pages into clean, structured slots. As you organize, a simple study note or a meeting becomes bound by these rules. Because they live inside a database, the Smart Folder ensures you track a date, assign a specific tag like education or work, and monitor a status like done or in progress. It basically takes your messy, creative Lego creations and lines them up in perfect, searchable, filterable order.
Section 5. 6 glasses to view data. Okay, let's really dive into this concept, because honestly, this is the absolute superpower of this software. Changing a database view does not change a single piece of your underlying data. It just changes the lens or the glasses you are looking through. You can look at the exact same collection of pages, but by swapping your glasses, the information literally shapeshifts to highlight exactly what you need to see at that particular moment, without losing any of the underlying details behind the scenes.
So Notion offers 6 distinct pairs of glasses, giving you 6 totally different ways to visualize your smart folders. We have Table View, Board View, Gallery View, List View, Calendar View, and Timeline View. Let's take a quick look through each of these lenses to see how they change the way we interact with our information.
First up, the Table View glasses. These let you see everything at an absolute glance. This is your classic, traditional spreadsheet look. It is absolutely perfect for dense information, like a massive database of study notes. It allows you to see all those structured properties lined up horizontally, and get this, it even lets you calculate averages or sums across your numerical properties right at the bottom of the column. It's all about maximum data visibility.
Now, if you swap to your Board View glasses, suddenly that dense spreadsheet completely transforms. Your pages turn into movable cards organized by columns. This is the absolute best way to manage tasks. You can physically click and drag your task cards across different phases, moving a project from a not started column, dropping it into in progress, and finally sliding it over to done. It gives a deeply satisfying visual flow to your entire workload.
When you put on your Gallery View glasses, the text kind of recedes into the background and your visuals take center stage. The cover photos, or images embedded in your pages, display like framed pictures on a gallery wall. It is the absolute perfect choice for a mood board, a recipe book, or a daily journal where you really want an inspiring photo to define each and every entry.
But hey, sometimes a board or a gallery is just too complex. That's where List View comes in. List View strips away all the visual clutter and squishes everything down into a narrow, ultra-simple layout. It's the perfect choice for something rapid-fire, like a grocery shopping checklist, where you honestly only care about the name of the item and a quick checkbox can mark it as bought.
And finally, we have our time-based lenses. The calendar and timeline glasses take all the dates hidden in your data slots and plot your pages chronologically. Calendar View looks just like your standard, everyday wall calendar, perfect for visualizing work meetings or group potlucks on a specific day. Timeline View, on the other hand, stretches things horizontally across weeks, quarters, or even years, making it the ultimate tool for tracking a massive project, like a home renovation that spans multiple months.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 6. Start building your dashboard.
This brilliantly illustrates the very best advice from our source material today. You can read manuals and watch tutorials all day long, but the only true way to master this digital workspace is to get your hands dirty. You literally just have to start playing with the pieces. Start with a blank sheet of paper, drop a few Lego blocks down, wrap them in a smart folder, and just experiment with how it feels to build a system that works specifically for your brain.
And that brings us to the ultimate question for you. What will you build with your very first block? Will it be a simple checklist for tomorrow's errands? Or maybe the foundation for an entire business dashboard? The blank canvas doesn't have to be overwhelming anymore. It's honestly just a clean desk waiting for your creations. So open the app, grab your first digital Lego brick, and start building. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what kind of workspace you create.